Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Speed Demon Racing Network. My name is Racing Kid 39, and I will be your primary commentator here for tonight's events here in Rebel Valley Sim Club. We have two races on tap tonight. It'll be Talladega with the trucks, and it'll be a 20-lap feature, and then our final race of the night will be at Kansas for 67 laps. This session was open to everyone, no password, and we are now advancing into qualifying here in the first race on the Speed Demon Racing Network. What you see right now on track, that is the number 97 of David Hamrick. He's one of the first cars, or first trucks for that matter, that is currently on the racetrack trying to put down a lap. It's a 5-minute qualifying session, and once that is over with, we will head straight into the race for the 20-lap features. These guys are starting to warm up and try to get that first lap underway. Take a look at some other cars on track. We've got the number 71 of Mason Jones in the HendrickCars.com Chevrolet. We also have Jordan Jung in the number 7 TMC Transport Chevrolet. Back-to-back Spire trucks. We also have Chase Ingram, Aaron May, Julian Nels, Austin Mitchell, Mateo Mitchell, David Hamrick, Jacob Malone, Elliot Condra, Lyvan Van Leer, Alfredo Hidalgo, Travis Hunt, Gregory Smith, Matthew Post, Joey Beck, Frank Skimmerhorn, Zachary Murr, Stephen Browns, Derek Skladel, Kurt Chaplin, and Joe Nordine are the trucks here in this field. As we have about 3 minutes left here before the start of the race, as we take a look here at Jordan Jung in that number 7 machine. So far, no driver has put down a lap here. Julian Nels, the first one on the board to put down a lap at a 55.32. Along with Mateo Mitchell there in second, Elliot Condra. Now we're seeing these guys slowly start to trickle in here onto the leaderboard. There's Julian Nels right there, our current pole sitter in the WeatherTech Chevrolet. And now, as soon as I say that, Frank Skimmerhorn in the 54 has moved to the top at a 55.23, about a tenth up on Julian Nels. 11 trucks have taken a time here so far, as we're approaching in on 2 minutes remaining here in this qualifying session. You take a look at Skimmerhorn right there in the number 1 Busch Light Chevrolet. Jordan Jung has moved up, and now we've got a new pole sitter. The number 82 of Mateo Mitchell has gone to the top of the charts, and that Werner Chevrolet at a 55.20. We're starting to see these drivers slowly trickle in here to Talladega. Typically here in Rebel Valley, we now see David Hamrick is going to go to the top of the charts in that number 97 machine. And now Aaron May in the number 10 is now to the top of the board. And a close call there with the number 7 of Austin Mitchell. And Aaron May right now currently has the pole, as we have 15 drivers that have taken a lap here. And we're closing in on a minute remaining here in this qualifying session. That's the beauty with these super speedways. Everyone is so close in time. It's wide open throttle. You really never know what's going to happen. And with the unpredictability here at Talladega, it really amplifies things. So we're seeing more people starting to trickle into the session. Right now we have, I'm counting, about 30 drivers here in this inaugural race on the Speed Demon Racing Network. Aaron May currently on the pole at the moment at a 55.16. We're going to take a look here around the racetrack, see if we got any other drivers on track. It's like the number, that is Derek Skladel in the number 51, and we got a new pole sitter. Joey Beck has moved to the top of the charts in the Carson Hocevar number 7 Delaware Life Chevrolet. So we are closing in on the final 15 seconds here of this qualifying session. Unless we see another driver sneak up there, I think that's going to be it. I think Joey Beck is going to be on the pole here for Talladega, as session is about to wind down this time by. Alright, qualifying is now complete. Let's take a look at our starting lineup here for today's race. We got Joey Beck on the pole, and alongside him on the front row, it is the number 10 of Aaron May. Austin Mitchell will be starting third, starting alongside him will be Lyman Van Leer. Joe Nordine will round out our top 5, and then David Hamrick will start in 6th. Mateo Mitchell will be 7th, Jacob Malone 8th, Derek Sclato 9th, and then Frank Skimmerhorn round out our top 10. Then you have Elliot Condra in 11th, Kurt Chaplin in 12th, Jordan Jung in 13th, Julian Nels 14th, Travis Hunt 15th, Matthew Post 16th, Gregory Smith 17th, and Mason Jones will be starting in the 18th position. Moving on down the list here, and that was Zachary Murs back in 19th, Jackson Byes in 20th. As these cars start to roll on to pit road here, we're getting ready to begin this feature race here at Talladega. This race is going to be a sprint, only 20 laps here at Talladega, but there are 0, and I repeat, 0 faster pairs, so anything can happen. As we take a look here at our race rundown for tonight's race. Like I mentioned, 20 laps, you're going to have one set of tires in the pits, and forget about worrying about fuel. This race is going to be all out, no worries for fuel at all here in this race. So we have 2 drivers left here to load into the session before we begin today's race at Talladega. As the trucks are about to roll off here past the start-finish line as we get ready to begin this 20-lap feature race here at Talladega. We have a Chevy and a Toyota on the front row with Joey Beck in the number 7 Delaware Life Chevrolet and an Aaron May in the number 10 iRacing Toyota Tundra. Debuting something new here in Rebel Valley, we're going to ride on board here with Aaron May. This is the Rebel Valley onboard cam, so he'll be carrying our onboard shots here for today's race at Talladega. We also have a gearbox camera as well. Well, not the gearbox camera, that's a little bit of a mistake there, but he does have an onboard nose camera here for today's race. And he will be starting on the outside of row number 1 here when we go green. As this field makes their way on to the Alabama Gang Superstretch, we have 27 trucks here on this inaugural broadcast on the Speed Demon Racing Network, as the anticipation is real. A lot of veterans here in Rebel Valley enjoying to come back here to this race and are excited to run this one as the field heads into turn number 3 this time by. So we're about to go 1 to green before we start here at Talladega. For any new viewers at home, welcome to the Speed Demon Racing Network as the pace truck is going to make the hard left-hand turn onto pit road. We're about to make history here at the Speed Demon Racing Network, and Rebel Valley is back. As the pace, here we go.
Green flag, green flag.
And we are racing here at Talladega. on here in this race as Aaron May is going to get clear from the outside line with help behind from Joey Beck. And we got a crash in the back. That's Matthew Post in the 64. That's a big one. And that's going to take out a lot of cars.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
First caution of the day here on lap number 1. I saw Matthew Post and the number 64 went hard into the outside wall, and just like that, in the blink of an eye, we're under caution. All right, let's take a look at what happened here. To bring out our first yellow of the day. Had to back this up just a little bit more. Stop about right here. So we're 3 wide here early on going into turn number 3. And you see Matthew Post there in the 64. It's going to come up just a little bit into, I believe that is Frank Skimmerhorn. And wow, that was heavy netcode right there. And oh wow, look at that one car all the way up into the catch fence, and oh man, nowhere to go for a lot of these guys. You see the 02 truck as well. That is Kurt Chaplin. Wow, that is a vicious wreck here on lap number 1 to get things started. Got Chase Ingram as well in the 01 truck. It just continued on going into turn number 3, and that is going to be terminal damage for a lot of these trucks, and just an unfortunate break right there, and to tear up so many trucks on lap 1. You see the 54 cars or trucks sliding all the way down into turn number 3. All right, so it looks like Matthew Post is going to be able to continue here as we're going to pace around under caution. Aaron May is our race leader here. We're going to go around one more time here before we bring it back to the green flag. So we got Aaron May in the race lead after starting on the outside of the front row. We have Austin Mitchell starting second, or restarting second here. It'll be Lyven Van Leer in third, David Hamrick in fourth, and then Mateo Mitchell, the number 82, to round out our top 5. And then it's Jacob Malone, the number 11, Red Bull Toyota in sixth, Derek Skladel in seventh, Jordan Jung in eighth, Elliot Condra will be in ninth, and then Gregory Smith will round out our top 10. Our biggest mover so far after that lap 1 caution is the number 89 of Jeffrey Engel. He's up 17 spots here from the start of this race. He's up into the 12th position, right behind Zachary Mers. We did have a couple trucks come down pit road there. One in particular was the number 42 of Joey Beck. And we also had the number 29 of Matthew Green. Top 12 trucks on the racetrack stayed out. And next time these guys are going to go around, it'll be 1 to green. Well, we pace around under caution, so if anyone is looking forward to the next race, we will have another race on tap here on the Speed Demon Racing Network, and that'll be at the Kansas Speedway. It'll be a 67-lap race with 3 tire sets laying in the pits and 50% fuel. So we have a little bit more tire strategy and fuel strategy to add into the equation here for race number 2. Alright, the lights off on the pace truck are off, and we're getting ready to go green next time by. We got the number 10 of Aaron May, who is leading this thing, with Austin Mitchell in second, and we got Lyman Van Leer in third, and David Cameron fourth, and Mateo Mitchell rounding out our top 5. I want to welcome everyone to joining in here to today's race. Just want to read over some of these comments. RVSC is back. That's absolutely right, the iRacer. RVSC is back for the first time in about a week, and We're having some fun here with Tough Trucks Thursday. Adam Wayne said big wreck, and yeah, I'd have to agree with that. A lap 1 wreck completely changes the game here and took out a lot of good trucks that could compete for this win. As the field weaves to warm up their tires here, we're getting ready to go green next time by, with Aaron May out front in that number 10 iRacing Toyota. As the field works their way into turn number 4, this time by in the tri-oval, Aaron May is going to lead them down to the green flag, and we are back green here at Talladega. Oh, we got a crash. That's David Hamrick in the 97. He has crashed in the tri-oval. It looks like he is at the back of our pack, so we're going to keep this green for now. Side by side, as here's Austin Mitchell in the number 7 with help from Jacob Malone in the 11. Those lines seem to be equal right now at the moment as Aaron May trying to surge ahead on the bottom with help from the number 60 of Lane Van Leer with Get chasing around the 01. That crash is also at the back of the pack, so we're going to continue to keep this green for now. Up front, Austin Mitchell trying to hold on. He's got some pushes for the number 11 of Jacob Malone as Austin Mitchell will lead this lap. And now Mitchell going to go to the bottom and try to block Aaron May as we've got a third truck trying to start a third line here. I believe that's the number 29. Let's take a look at timing and scoring on who that was. That is Matthew Green, the 29, trying to start a third line. And he's going to have a partner right behind there with number 7 of Joey Beck. Side by side up front as that's Jacob Malone here, the number 11, trying to take away the race lead. And it looks like he will with Austin Mitchell pushing him. Oh, Malone. Going to go all the way off track. Not sure what happened there, but it's going to give the race lead over to Jordan Jung in the number 7. 2 Spire Motorsports trucks. Now make it 3 Spire Motorsports truck up front here on lap number 6. I'm seeing a lot of swerving going on here in this lead pack, just trying to work their way up toward the front. But it's Jordan Jung up 13 spots here from the start of this race, trying to work his way up there. Let's ride on board here with Aaron May and debut our onboard camera. Trying to bide his time here as we're about to approach lap number 7 here at Talladega. It is Jordan Jung here out front with some help from Austin Mitchell as he's going to look to go to the outside here. Pushing him is Zachary Murs in the number 71 as here comes that third line trying to start. That's Stephen Brown, the 22. "15 trucks in this lead pack, all up here at the front. Oh, we got contact there with the 58. That was Gregory Smith. Into the door of Jordan Jung. Austin Mitchell is a esteemed super speedway racer, trying to hold up out front right now. Zachary Murs in the 71 right on his heel. We had the one quick caution on lap number... Oh, we got a wreck. That's the 29. I just saw the 20... Oh, hard to the wall. That was Matthew Green. And we're going to throw a caution here for that.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
Our second caution of the day. It's going to involve Matthew Green, the 29. Let's take a look at what happened here to bring out the caution. Got a truck going through the middle there, and yeah, that's just not going to work. He's going to collect the number 51 of Derek Skladel. Very fortunate to get through that with minimal damage, and looks like he's going to come right back down the track and almost collects the number 09 of Elliot Condra, and vicious hit into the outside wall, and that was the truck that turned in there. That was our pole sitter, Joey Beck, and that's going to be terminal damage for both of those trucks, and that'll end their race. As we're pacing around under caution here, for anybody that's new here to Rebel Valley, you are allowed to get your lap back on the outside of the racetrack. So if anyone is a lap down, you have the opportunity to go ahead and get your laps back here under caution. We're about to approach lap number 10 here at Talladega. See if we got any takers here coming on pit road. Remember that we do have a tire set laying around in the pits, and it looks like Austin Mitchell is going to stay out. Let's see if we got any other takers here coming on to pit road, and yes we do. We got Chase Ingram here in the 01, and that is the number 75 truck. I believe that is Michael Ware in the 75 truck that's also on pit road. And we also have the number 24 of Joe Nordine coming in. So we have 3 takers here coming on to pit road this time by. Alright, so we're going to go one more pace lap around here to give these guys, any drivers that are a lap down right now, to have a chance for them to get their lap back. And once we do that, we will go green, and it'll be lap number 12 when we go back to racing. It'll be 9 laps of racing to go. We'll give you a rundown here under caution. And oh wow, we just about had a wreck there with the 64 of Matthew Post and the number 22 of Stephen Brown. That was a very close call right there. But we'll go through the running order here real quick. We got Austin Mitchell, who is out front. We got Zachary Murs up in second. Jordan Jung is in third. Gregory Smith fourth. And then our outside pole sitter, Aaron May, will round out our top 5. And then it's Lyman Van Leer in sixth. Mateo Mitchell in seventh. Derek Skladel in eighth. Elliot Condra will be in ninth. And then Jeffrey Engel is currently scored in the 10th position at the moment, but ahead of him is the number 09 of Elliot Condra. Three Spire Motorsports trucks are up front right now, occupying the podium. And we take a look here at this running order. We've got a lot of big movers here. I mean, we've got Zachary Murs right there in the second position, driving the Raja Caruth number 71 truck. He's up 17 spots here from the start of this race. Then you got Jordan Jung, another driver here. He's gained 10 spots up to the third spot. And then you have Gregory Smith, who started back in the 17th position. He's worked his way here up to the 4th spot. Alright, lights are off on the pace truck, and we're about to double up this time by, and we will go green after our second caution of the day, involving the number 29 of Matthew Green and the number 7 of Joey Beck. So we have 15 trucks here on the racetrack at the moment. We have Chase Ingram here in the pits, and we've got a couple guys still getting their last back on the bottom of the racetrack. The field works their way on to the backstretch this time by. It'll be Austin Mitchell and Zachary Mers on the front row here for this restart. As we take a look at the cinematic views here from the Talladega Super Speedways, we are wrapping up our second caution of the day, involving 2 trucks. We've had our second caution, and things are definitely starting to get intense as we're about to close in here on 9 laps to go. Alright, the pace truck is heading his way onto pit road this time by. It'll be Austin Mitchell, Zachary Mers, and the green flag is out, and we're racing. Door-to-door contact right behind for second. That is Jordan Jung and Zachary Mers. Right now, all the energy on the bottom side. We'll see if the top line can get some momentum. Zachary Mers up on the outside with help from the number 58 of Gregory Smith. 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 in rows of 5 as they head into turn number 3. It is anybody's race at this moment, as that was Jordan Jung trying to take a peek through the middle, but it's still Austin Mitchell out front. Who will be the first driver to make a move here to go 3 wide? And at the stripe, it's going to be Zachary Mers leading that lap. 8 laps of racing to go here from Talladega. Oh, 58's going to get turned. He's going to get into Austin Mitchell. He's going to collect Aaron May as well. Hard hit for Austin Mitchell.
All right, man. Caution is out.
We're going to throw the caution here. That is our 3rd caution of the day. And unfortunately, I think that might have been a push gone wrong, as we got Austin Mitchell with damage along with Aaron May. We're going to take a look at that number 10 truck and showing his displeasure there with the or actually it's going to give him a push onto pit road. So a very gently move right there for Aaron May. And boy, that's a tough wreck right there, as that wreck happened right in the front of the field. Pretty significant nose damage there on Austin Mitchell's machine, and then Aaron May looks like he's got a little bit of fender damage as well. We're going to have our 3rd caution of the day on lap number 14. All right, let's go back and take a look and see what happened here to bring out our 3rd caution. I'm going to keep an eye here on the number 58 of Gregory Smith. He is the first car here on the outside line. Looks like he had some help. Bump drafting help. Oh, yeah, that just went wrong. And right into Lyman Van Baer and Darren Slater as well. Those were other 2 drivers that were collected that were not in that first camera shot. Man, that's just very unfortunate. Let's go back and watch this one more time, though, in slow motion. Yeah, you see the 60 is going to take a peek right here to the quarter panel of the number 58, and oh yeah, that's very unfortunate right there. It's going to collect Austin Mitchell. As you see, the 58 is going to ricochet back up into the racetrack right in front of Lieben Van Leer and sent that truck up off of all four wheels. And well, incredible job right there by Derek Skladel in the 51 to avoid any additional carnage. Just take a look at these other drivers just trying to avoid that. But very fortunate that was only a four-truck accident right there to bring out our third caution of the day. We're going to go one more lap here under caution, and then we will go back green here on lap number 16. So we've got Zachary Mers out front here in the number 71 HendrickCars.com Chevrolet. Jacob Malone, who had that little incident before our second caution of the day, had to go all the way back down near pit road. He's up in second. And then you've got Mateo Mitchell running in third, Stephen Brown in fourth, and then Jordan Jung will round out our top five. Elliot Condra is in sixth. Chase Ingram is in seventh. And then you've got the 25 of David Harbottle. First time we've mentioned his name tonight. He's up into the 8th spot. Joe Nordine is in 9th. And then Jeffrey Engel will round out our top 10 with Lucas Edwards in 11th. It's starting to become overcast here at the virtual Talladega Super Speedway, and about to see what's to come here as we're about to go green very soon. So we have Zachary Mers out front, Jacob Malone there in second. And then Mateo Mitchell third, Stephen Brown fourth, and Jordan Jung up in fifth. All right, if anyone's a lap down, now's the time to go ahead and get your lap back. And while we pace around under caution, I just read Aaron May's comment, very bad pushing. Well, that could have led to that wreck, but then again, it also could have been a racing incident as well with how aggressive these super speedway races get, especially as we close in the last 5 laps of this race. All right, we've got the 1 to grow signal this time by, and we're getting ready to go green flag racing here. We've got Zachary Mers out front, and then we've got the number 11 of Jacob Malone here on the outside of the front row, Mateo Mitchell in third, and it's still anybody's race. We've got 14, well, looking through the running order right now, looks like we've got 12 trucks here in this lead pack, all with a chance to win. We'll see if we got anyone else here to help join in this fight here for the last 5 laps. Looks like we got Aaron May still on pit road. Julian Nels is a couple laps back as well. Looks like terminal damage there on the number 11 of Aaron May. Austin Mitchell, unfortunately, is also out of this race after being the dominant truck tonight. And then Lieben Van Leer, after going up on all 4 wheels, is done for as well. Well, I'll tell you what, it is about to get good here at Talladega. We're going to have 3 laps here to decide this race, with Jacob Malone and Zachary Mers here on the front row. Here we go.
Green, green, green.
Green flag, and we're back racing here at Talladega. No energy up on that outside line. That's going to give the inside line a boost. Here comes Mateo Mitchell, the number 82, with help from the number 7 of Jordan Jung. Jacob Malone's going to shoot down to the bottom to try to join this pack, as the lone truck on the outside, the number 09 of Elliott Condra. Now, here comes that outside line. A block made there by Zachary Mers. And now Stephen Brown of the Hooters Chevrolet trying to make it 3 wide. Everyone trying to go for the bottom of the racetrack at the moment. That seems to be the fastest way around, as it's Zachary Mers out front. Jordan Jung in second, Jacob Malone third. How about Chase Ingram? After avoiding that first crash, has worked his way up into the 4th position with a chance to win this race. 2 laps of racing to go here at Talladega. Only 2 trucks right now on that outside line. The number 25 of David Harbottle and the number 80 and the number 24 of Joe Nordine. Here comes Jacob Malone on the outside. Oh, we got a wreck. The leaders have wrecked again, and we're going to throw the caution. Jordan Jung is around, and we got the 25 of David Harbottle. We got the 22 of Stephen Brown as well, who was also involved. Our 4th caution of the day, and that's going to bring us to overtime, and we will have 1 attempt at a green-white checker. That is Julian Nels, also in the 88, that is parked right there in turn number 3. Take a look here at the session. The timer is a little bit bugged. I do apologize about that. So we're going to have to take a look and see what happened here with the number 7 of Jordan Jung. Let's go ahead and back this up a ways, and let's see what happened. We're going to switch to another camera view right here. TV number 2. Let's take a look right here and see what caused our caution. It all started up front here. Let's watch the number 7 of Jordan Jung. Oh, and got some help there from the 25 of David Harbottle. That's how Joe Nordine and Stephen Brown were collected. And second wreck in a row that happened here on the Alabama Gang Super Stretch. Let's take a look at it again one more time. Let's take a look here from the blimp cam. Let's see the 7, the 25 trying to go through the middle, and unfortunately hooks him in the quarter panel, and around he goes, and also collecting that as well. That was Jeffrey Engel in the 89. Well, with all of these cautions, you could say it's like thinning out the herd. But the aggression has definitely picked up here in these last few laps, and we're going to go to overtime here in Rebel Valley. So the rules here in Rebel Valley, we only have 1 attempt at a green-white checkered finish, and we are going to go green no matter what. Even if the whole field wrecks behind on the last lap, we're going to keep this green. As right now I'm looking at timing and scoring, we only have 7 trucks right now on the racetrack. At the moment, we got Jacob Malone out front, we got Zachary Mers there in second, we got Chase Ingram in third, Mateo Mitchell in fourth, and Elliott Condra will round out our top 5. And then it's Derek Skladel up in 6th, Stephen Brown in the 7th position. Let's take a look here at Joe Nordine is also on pit road, along with Jordan Jung, David Harbottle, Lucas Edwards, Jeffrey Engel were the drivers that were collected in that last wreck and trying to repair as much damage as they can. Take a look right here from the screen. This will be a green-white checkered finish. And we've got Jacob Malone here out front in this race. After starting in the 8th position, that number 11 Red Bull Toyota, he's been able to survive the chaos for the most part, but he still has 2 more laps to encounter here in this race. Alright, lights are off on the pace truck. And this is it. This will be the final laps here of this race. This was a 45-minute session, so we will be able to get this done in time. And then the next session will be built. It'll be set up and hosted. It'll be a 67-lap race at Kansas. It'll be the first long race on the Speed Demon Racing Network. And that'll be the recap the night here for Rebel Valley. It's so crazy looking at these super speedway races and the drivers that avoid the carnage. As we take a look here, only 4 drivers in this race have not come down pit road for pit stops. That is Jacob Malone, Zachary Mers, Mateo Mitchell, and Elliot Condra. And those 4 of the 5 are up front right now. The only driver in the top 5 that has made a trip to pit road is the number 01 of Keith Ingram, and he's going to be on the inside of row number 2 for this restart. Trickle in after their damage. We're going to have 2 laps to settle this. And it'll be a green-white checker finish, and we're going to keep this green no matter what happens. Jacob Malone, one of the drivers up there in the top 5 or top 10 on the all-times win list in Rebel Valley, trying to get another win here. He's going to be on the inside of row 1 for this restart, along with the number 71 of Zachary Mers on the outside. Let's see who will hold on. Pace truck is going to make the hard left turn onto pit road. It's time to turn those belts up one more time. We got a Toyota and a Chevy leading them to the green. Who will get the win here at Talladega?
Green.
Green flag is out, and we're back underway. On that inside line with the number 11 of Jacob Malone. Here comes the 01 of Chase Ingram. He's got help from the 09 of Elliot Condra. But on the outside, it's Jacob Malone receiving a push from Zachary Mers. The outside line has the advantage at the moment. They have the strength in numbers. Can Jacob Malone hold on and get another win? But here comes Chase Ingram. The McDonald Chevrolet on the inside. He's going to get clear of Malone. 12 trucks in this pack still have a chance here to win at Talladega. It is anybody's race as they hit the tri-oval this time by. We're about to receive the white flag. It'll be 1 lap to go here at Talladega. Chase Ingram has all the momentum right now on the bottom. What will be Elliot Condra's move? Stephen Brown, who just spun early, that 22 has worked his way up to 3rd. Chase Ingram with the advantage right now in the 01. Here comes Malone on the outside. Is he going to have enough momentum to get around Chase Ingram? A slow block made by the 01, and they crash. Malone's around. It's going to be between Condra and Stephen Brown. It's going to get into Condra. And now it's down to 3 trucks. It's Derek Skladel, Jordan Jung, and Chase Ingram. Chase Ingram on the inside. What a block there by Ingram. Here comes Skladel on the outside. They're going to be side by side at the stripe. Unbelievable finish. I believe it's going to go to Chase Ingram. And Chase Ingram is going to win here at Talladega. Unbelievable finish here for the inaugural broadcast on the Speed Demon Racing Network. Congratulations to Chase Ingram. That was a hell of a finish right there. And Wow, I have no words. 2 1,000ths of a second. Let's go back and rewatch that last lap. That was unreal. See the block thrown, and then the 11 gets turned. It's going to collect pretty much half. You see the 11 on his side, and see Elliott Condra, Stephen Brown also involved, and a big run here for Derek Skladel. Went down the bottom. Big block thrown by Chase Ingram. Runs him all the way up to the wall, and just by that much, just held off for the win. That was an incredible finish. And congratulations to Chase Ingram. Heartbreak for Derek Skladel. If he would have pulled that off, I believe that would have been his first win here in Rebel Valley. And wow, that was crazy. But congratulations to Chase Ingram, as he's going to come away here with our race win. As he's going to burn it out here at the start-finish line. Let's go over our race results here from today. It's Chase Ingram coming away with the race win. Derek Skladel in second. Jordan Jung third. Lucas Edwards will come home fourth. And then David Harbaugh will round out our top five. And then it'll be Elliott Condra in sixth. Mateo Mitchell seventh. Jeffrey Engel in eighth. Zachary Mers in ninth. And then Stephen Brown will round out our top 10. All right, that was a very entertaining race. Had an entertaining finish. And we're going to go ahead and transition over to Kansas next. So stay tuned while I build the session. Alright guys, session number 2 is now live here, and we're going to be running at the Kansas Speedway, so it'll be a 67 lap race. As I continue to work on to try to get this ticker fixed. I'm not exactly sure what happened. I noticed the issue happened during the first race after the first caution. Just noticed the ticker just disappeared on me. That was a little strange. I've not had that problem before, so we're going to, while I continue to work on that, we do have some time here for anyone to join this session if you'd like. So far we've got 5 drivers here on track with Chase Ingram, Elliott Condra, Aaron May, Mateo Mitchell, and Derek Skladel. Ticker should be on the screen now. Had to fix whatever was going on there, and we take a look at Derek Skladel here on track and at number 51. He's definitely going to look for some revenge after what happened at Talladega. Lost just by mere inches to the number 01 of Chase Ingram. We also take a look here at Elliott Condra there in the 09. We got a couple more people starting to trickle in here as we're closing down here on practice. We've got here Elliott Condra and the number 51 of Derek Skladel. We're about to close in here, and so far Elliott Condra has got the fastest time at a 30.76. Definitely expecting a lot of tire fall off here at Kansas. This is going to be a completely different race, going from wide open throttle at Talladega to tire saving and fuel strategy. Fuel and tire strategy is going to be a huge piece here to win this thing. Reading over some of our comments. Squeege, yes, like I mentioned earlier, there was a problem with the ticker after the first race. I went back and watched the replay of the first wreck, and the ticker just disappeared, and I wasn't able to figure it out, but it looks like it's finally back up and running now, so I do apologize for that, and we'll see how this one goes. In here on 3 minutes remaining in this practice session. We've got 4 drivers here on track. So Elliott Condra in the 09, Derek Skladel in the 51, Aaron May in the 10, and then we also have Alfredo Hidalgo, who is coming onto the racetrack here in the number 48 car. The Bucky Chevrolet. Big look here at Aaron May, who was the outside pole sitter for the Talladega race. Got caught up in the one of the wrecks, and he's one of the first drivers that'll carry our Rebel onboard cam. We will show that again for this second race here at Kansas. That one truck diving all the way down. Is that Matthew? Yeah, that is Matthew Post. That was impressive, not gonna lie. Closing in on 2 minutes remaining here in this practice session before we dive into qualifying. This is going to be a little bit of a longer race. It'll be 67 laps, and we'll see how this goes over. As we're winding down here toward the end of this session. All right, I'm going to go ahead and advance the session here. Looks like we have no one else on track. I'm going to go ahead and advance the session. And we're about to see the timer right here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And we're now getting ready to move on here into qualifying. So it'll be a 5-minute qualifying session. You only have 2 laps. And we'll see what happens here. We're going to take a look here at Mateo Mitchell in the number 82 car. Coming back here to run again. Thank you for anyone that's joining, and welcome to the Speed Demon Racing Network. Glad to have you all here for some Rebel Valley Sim Club action. As we have Mateo Mitchell in the number 82 on track that we're showing at the moment. The Werner Chevrolet. If we got anybody else on track right now, looks like there's our race winner. That is Chase Ingram in the 01. The man that just won at Talladega. I'll interview him after the race, after the stream's over. We'll include that in some highlights to get his thoughts on that. We've got Elliott Condra as well in the 09, with the Napa Auto Parts Chevrolet. And we've got our first lap on the board. That's Alfredo Hidalgo at a 30.99, and that's going to get superseded by the number 09 of Elliott Condra at a 30.75. So move him to the top of the leaderboard here. Aaron May has also posted a time at a 31.20. So we have 4 of the 7 drivers that have posted a lap here so far. And Mateo Mitchell goes to the top at a 30.64. So put him on provisional pole for now. And we do have another one join. We got Frank DeAngelis coming in here to race. As it looks like we have all 7 drivers have posted a lap here. Let's see what... I go ahead and advance the session just to go ahead and do that. So we'll go ahead and advance the session here, and we've got Mateo Mitchell on the pole here for this race. All right, let's go ahead and look at our qualifying results here. We got Mateo Mitchell on the pole with Elliott Condra in second. Alfredo Hidalgo will be starting third. We've got Chase Ingram in fourth. Derek Skladel will round out our top 5. And then it's Aaron May starting in 6th, Matthew Post in 7th, and then Frank DeAngelis as a late entry will be joining in as our 8th and final driver here tonight. We're going to have 67 laps here around the Kansas Speedway. Let's take a look at our race rundown here of what to expect tonight here at Kansas. So we have a 67 lap race. We're going to have 3 sets of tires here laying in the pits and expect the fuel window to be around 20 to 24 laps, give or take. Might see some guys do it in 3 stops, but most likely we're going to see mostly a 2-stop race here from these 8 drivers that are entered here for our second and final race of the night. And just like the Talladega race, Aaron May in the number 10 will be carrying our Rebel Valley onboard camera. And there you see it right there. He will be carrying our Rebel Valley onboard camera here for today's race, so you can see all the action from his point of view. The plan is to have an onboard camera rotate every week, so that way we get more different spotlight to every driver. So Aaron May is offered to do this, and he will carry our onboard camera here for tonight's race. So we're patiently waiting here for the pace car to start to roll off the pit road, and we'll go green very shortly. We have 6 trucks here on the racetrack. We've got Matthew Post, who is, looks like he is just rolling off pit road now. He'll be our 7th and final truck here for our second race of the night. We just have 7 trucks here, but we can still put on a good time here in Rebel Valley. So we're going to have our second race here on the Speed Demon Racing Network, and this will be our final event of the night. It's a Tough Truck Thursday theme, and I'm glad you guys can join us. Mateo Mitchell and Elliot Contra, 2 Chevrolets, occupy the front row as the pace car makes the hard left turn onto pit road. Let's get ready to go green here at Rebel Valley.
Green, green, green.
Green flag, and we are racing here at Kansas. All clean so far. It's going to be Mateo Mitchell out front here as he's going to lead our first lap here of the day. Great racing right behind that is Chase Ingram in the 01 side by side with Matthew Post as they make a little bit of contact. Great save though by the 64 truck to keep it out of any of the dangers. Here comes Alfredo Hidalgo. The Bucky Chevrolet trying to work his way up toward the front. Diving his way toward the bottom of the racetrack, but he's got some help from behind. Here comes the 09 of Elliot Condra. As we're about to be 4 wide here going into turn 1. Oh, a big hit for the 51 of Derek Skladel. Is going to collect Mateo Mitchell as well. And the caution's going to come out.
All right, man. Caution is out. Caution is out.
Heavy damage there for Mateo Mitchell. We see Frank DeAngelis there on track as well, but Derek Skladel, that was a vicious impact there into the wall, and that's going to end his night. We'll take a look to see what happened here on lap number 3. You see they're 4 wide here going into turn number 1. Very aggressive racing early on. Oh, and the 48 just gets into the 51 of Derek Skladel, and Mateo Mitchell is just an innocent bystander. But unfortunate break there for Derek Skladel, as that's going to be the end of his race. All right, we're under our first caution of the day. We've got a couple drivers coming onto pit road this time by. It looks like we've got Alfredo Hidalgo in the 48 with right side damage after the contact with Derek Skladel. We also have Frank DeAngelis in the number 69, who is a late entry to this race, but here he is right there coming onto pit road. And then Mateo Mitchell also with damage. Matthew Post also on pit road. Derek Skladel will likely be done for the day. As we pace around under our first caution of the day, we have 3 drivers that stayed out on the racetrack here. We've got the number 09 of Elliot Condra, the number 01 of Chase Ingram, and the 10 of Aaron May. Depending on to see what happens here, we're probably going to go green next time by, as these guys are pacing around under caution right now. Let's see the current status of everybody before I make that decision. And it looks like we got a lot of cars, or a lot of trucks on pit road. All it takes, that was a big pileup right there to get most of this field. And right now we've only got 4 trucks here in this lead pack. All right, the lights are off on the pace truck, and we're going to go green next time by. It'll be lap number 7 when we go back to racing with Elliot Condra out front, Chase Ingram in 2nd, Aaron May in 3rd, and then Frank DeAngelis in 4th. The top 3 have yet to make a pit stop. We'll see when they come down pit road to make that first set of stops. We got Alfredo Hidalgo, who's coming back onto the racetrack as well in that number 48. And he will rejoin in the 5th position. Mateo Mitchell, Matthew Post, and Derek Skladel all still repairing damage here on pit road, and will likely be the end of their races. As here comes Hidalgo to join this lead pack. What started the race with 8 is now down to 5. Here on lap number 7 when we go back to green. And we've got a pair of Chevrolets, just like the start of the race, that'll lead us here to the green flag. Elliot Condra and Chase Ingram on the front row. And here we go.
Green flag, green flag.
Green flag, and we are back racing here at Kansas. Elliot Condra in the 09 out front right now, but he's got some help from the number 69 of Frank DeAngelis. Frank started this race on pit road, and here he is with a chance to take the race lead early. He avoided the chaos, and now here he is going for the race lead. Here comes Frank DeAngelis. He's going to get clear of the number 09 of Elliot Condra and move Frank DeAngelis to the lead. Back behind him for 3rd, we got a battle here between Aaron May in the 10 and the 01 of Keith Ingram. As these two are side by side, May trying to wrap that bottom line, Ingram trying to stay up top. Let's take a look at the battle box here in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. That just shows the difference between the 4 drivers at the moment. Ingram trying to get to the back bumper here of Aaron May to disrupt the air between those 2 trucks. And out front, Elliot Condra trying to keep in touch right now with the 69 of Frank DeAngelis. These 4 are pulled away from Alfredo Hidalgo, who's driving a wounded race truck right now, just trying to get everything he can out of it. These two continue to fight hard right now as we take a look at timing and scoring that last time by. Equal lap times between the top two at the moment, and they are continuing to fight. As you see Aaron May starting to gap the 01 of Chase Ingram just a little bit. We'll see if we can ride on board here with the number 10 of Aaron May from his point of view. This is the Rebel Valley onboard cam. I have to pull away from that because we got a battle for the lead here. That's Elliot Condra on the outside here of Frank DeAngelis. It looks like the momentum on the bottom is going to prevail here for DeAngelis. He continues to lead this race, but here comes Condra. Condra breathing down the neck of that number 69, trying to get anything he can as the leaders work their way into turn number 2. Frank DeAngelis continues to lead that number 69 as these two have started to pull up about a 2-second gap over the number 10 of Aaron May. We're going to keep this battle box here in the bottom right corner because we're basically down to 4 trucks at this point here in this race. We talk about Kansas being a predominantly top groove racetrack just with all the momentum, and right now all of these drivers trying to save tires the best they can. They're actually running the bottom of the racetrack, just trying to do whatever they can. As Frank DeAngelis starting the gap out ahead of the number 09 of Elliot Condra. Let's take a look at timing and scoring that last time by, and you see he's the only driver right now running in the 30-second bracket at the moment. It seems like he's in his own zip code as we start to put some wear on these tires. That gap continues to increase as we take a look this time by. It's now up to about half a second over Elliot Condra as this battle for third just continues. Chase Ingram and Aaron May have had a very hard-fought and clean battle here for this third spot. This is definitely not going to change it anytime soon. There comes the 01, Chase Ingram on the inside. Where the 10 of Aaron May almost tank slapped the fence right there and moved Chase Ingram into third. So Chase Ingram is going to get around the number 10 of Aaron May and work his way to the third spot. With how spread out this field is, it's definitely in the makings for green flag pit stops. And green flag pit stops can make or break you, especially in a type of race like this where it's so spread out with long green flag runs. Frank DeAngelis right now starting to gap Elliot Condra a little bit. This gap is kind of, well, as soon as I say that, the gap's kind of stabilized around half a second. So you hit the start-finish line now. We're on lap number 17. We're about to approach 50 laps to go here from Kansas. Oh, what a hard hit there for the 09 of Elliot Condra. That's the disadvantage with running up against the fence like that. If you get too tight, it's going to slap that right side of the car and really affect the aero. And boy, look how much time Condra lost that last time just from that hit into the wall. Take a look at timing and scoring here at the last lap times. I mean, look at that. That is a crazy difference. I mean, almost 0.8 of a second slower than our race leader, Frank DeAngelis. DeAngelis continues to pace the field around the track as we're about to approach lap 19 this time by. Now Frank has pitted. He last came down pit road on lap number 4, so we're expecting him to come down pit road here between lap 24 and 28 as he was one of the drivers that came in. The 3 trucks behind him, the 09, the 01, and the 10 will all have to come down pit road relatively soon. I would say probably the next 5 laps or so because of that low fuel tank. But Frank D'Angelo's starting to gap the field here. He's up by about 1.6 seconds over Elliott Condra as we take a look here at Aaron May and Chase Ingram. These two are still going at it here for the 3rd spot. Two different lines here between these two drivers. We've got Ingram running up against the fence, the Larson line as they like to call it, and then the number 10 of Aaron May trying to keep his truck pinned toward the bottom on the apron. Frank D'Angelo's right now in a 1.5 second lead, but we're going to keep our eye on the battle for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. As we've got Aaron May and Chase Ingram here still racing here. Well, that was a full sentence. We got the 09 here coming onto pit road. There's our first taker onto pit road. Elliott Condra in the 09. We talked about the fuel window being 20 to 24 laps, and he's going to come in right in the middle at lap number 22 for his first stop of the race. And definitely a good call there for the 09 after hitting the wall. We'll see what happens here with our other 3 trucks that are in contention. Frank D'Angelo's right now can just coast at the moment. He's got about a 2.3 second lead over Chase Ingram. Got Alfredo Hidalgo, the other truck still racing in this, that is coming into the pits this time by. We got a battle for 2nd. Here's Aaron May, the 10, side by side with the 01 of Chase Ingram. Oh, a crossover move. Here comes the 10 of Aaron May on the bottom. Aaron May's going to move into the 2nd spot after that pass. And he's going to get clear of Chase Ingram. So move Aaron May into P number 2. Those two battling side by side has really dwindled. Has allowed for Frank D'Angelo's to extend that gap. I mean, 0.3 of a second slower was the difference between Aaron May and Frank D'Angelo's. And D'Angelo's right now out in the sunset with a 2.7 second lead. He just blinked there for just a little bit, had some connection issues, but he has reappeared back on the racetrack. And seeing here, Frank D'Angelo's 31.96. He is right there leading this thing. Aaron May and Chase Ingram both coming onto pit road here on lap number 25 to see if they can gain some time on our race leader, Frank D'Angelo's. This will be their first stops of the day. And I expect 4 tires for both of these drivers here to get back on track. We'll also keep our eye here on the 09 of Elliott Condra as he's working his way through turn number 3 this time by, heading into 4. There's Condra. Pit out is Chase Ingram. We'll see how he cycles out with the 09, and the 09 is going to pull away easily. And there goes Elliott Condra right there, and Frank D'Angelo is still on the racetrack at the moment. The difference between new tires and old tires right now is about a second per lap, so we'll see how long Frank D'Angelo will stay out there. Last time by, he ran a 32 flat, and Elliott Condra is getting ready to cross the start-finish line this time by. There he is in the 09 truck. Yeah, second a lap is the difference right now between fresh tires and old tires. So you see Aaron May as well in the 10. Looks like a long stop for him. And that might take him out of contention here, as we'll see. We've got 40 laps to go next time by. Frank D'Angelo's last pit stop was on lap number 4. Right now, he's got a lap advantage over the second place car of Elliott Condra. And here comes D'Angelo's coming onto pit road this time by for his scheduled green flag pit stop. This will be his second stop of the day. as he's going to bring the number 69 Soprano Chevrolet to the attention of his crew, and we'll see what this does for him. As DeAngelis comes on to pit road this time by, you got Elliott Condra, who has worked his way back on the lead lap, and you got Chase Ingram in third, and then Aaron May fourth, Alfredo Hidalgo back in fifth. There's Condra right there, still trying to... We'll see how this cycles out. There's DeAngelis, he's on the pit out this time by. And Elliott Condra is going to take over the race lead in that 09 truck. So Elliott Condra is going to be on 7-lap older tires compared to our race leader in Frank DeAngelis, who has dropped back to the third position. We'll see how this all cycles out, but Elliott Condra is leading this race. He is back out front in that 09 Napa Chevrolet. We'll see what he can do here as we're about to have 38 laps to go. The gap right now is 2 seconds between he and second place Chase Ingram. Now Ingram is also on 3-lap fresher tires compared to the 09, so we'll see what he does to make up some time. If you take a look at that gap, it is down to 1.9 seconds. Aaron May had an issue on pit road, and he's back a lap down at the moment. So we'll have 3 trucks here in contention to win this race. What started out in the day has now transitioned into dusk as this track starts to get cooler. The lap times are starting to pick up as we're going to have a battle for second here real soon. Frank DeAngelis in the 69 and the 01 of Chase Ingram. This is for second place, and that is no contest. Frank DeAngelis has worked his way into second. That last time by, he set the fastest lap on the racetrack at a 30.36. He has been on the move. He has been on the move here as we take a look here at timing and scoring that last time by. This is our best lap time, and yeah, DeAngelis has set the fastest lap. And he's trying to run down our race leader here, Elliott Condra, and he is closing in fast. That 7-lap fresher tire difference on the 69 is making a huge difference here, as he is really closing in here on the 09 of Elliott Condra. We are halfway through this race here at Kansas, and Elliott Condra continues to lead. We've got the 69 of Frank DeAngelis, and he is right there. Here comes Frank DeAngelis. Condra trying to block, but I don't think that's going to be enough. Here comes Frank DeAngelis in the 69 to the inside. Easily going to skip by the 09 of Elliott Condra, and Frank DeAngelis is going to retake the lead here in this race. Three drivers separated now by 1 second as we take a look here at timing and scoring. Frank DeAngelis has got the fastest time on the track, but now the next closest battle is going to be between Elliott Condra and Chase Ingram. Oh, and Ingram is going to drive into the fence. He's going to lose a lot of time right there in that 01 truck. And the 69 of Frank DeAngelis trying to go out into the sunset. Trying to come back to victory lane here in Rebel Valley. Right now, he's the most likely man to do it. He's on the freshest tires in the field, and he could definitely make this likely on one more stop. just look at the difference here between fresh tires and older tires. Frank DeLynch at a 30.78 and then a 31.45 for Keith Ingram. The next closest competitor on the racetrack is Aaron May in the number 10. You see him right there in turn number 1. He is a lap down at the moment in that number 10 machine. And got a miscue on pit road, and it's going to send him back into the 4th position. Let's go ahead and ride on board here with Aaron May just to get a view of what it's like around Kansas. Aaron is all by himself right now in that 4th position, a lap down. As you see Frank DeAngelis out front, and boy, he's been a man on a mission. Started the race on pit road and has worked his way into the race lead as he is starting to gap this field. He is about 4/10 of a second faster than the next closest car on the racetrack. And we'll have to keep our eye here on this battle for second because Chase Ingram is closing in that 01 car. 01 is on 3. Oh boy, I'll tell you what, he loves that turn 3 wall. He just ate it again. And he's going to lose some more time to the 09 of Elliott Condra. Working our way back up front, and Frank DeAngelis starting to continue to extend the gap. It is now. We'll take a look here at timing and scoring. He's now at about a 4.5 second lead over Elliott Condra. We'll see what Elliott has up his sleeve here to try to regain control of this race, but we'll see if alternate pit strategy for the 09 and the 01 can help bring them up to the front as they're about to catch the wounded truck of Alfredo Hidalgo. Heavy right front damage after his contact with the 51 of Derek Skladel. That also collected Matthew Post in the 64 and the 82 of Mateo Mitchell. These guys are just chilling around on the apron right now, and Frank DeAngelis continues to extend that gap. It is now at a 5-second advantage over Elliott Condra and Chase Ingram. But we're going to keep our cameras here on this battle for second place because that is the closest battle right now we have on the racetrack. Condra trying to run that middle line, Condra's running that inside line, Ingram in the middle. We have 24 laps to go in this race, and that fuel window is now open as here comes the 09 onto pit road. We'll see if he can get it under pit road speed, and I believe he will. So this is our first taker coming onto pit road. That is Elliott Condra in the 09. Based off fuel window, he likely can make it the rest of the way. Here comes the 09 onto pit road this time by. We'll see how this works out for him. Will we see 4 tires or will we see an alternate strategy? Maybe 2 tires. We'll see right now. Oh, and he's going to miss his pit stall just a little bit. That's going to ruin his time and very likely ruin his race. We'll see what he does. Boy, that's going to be a killer there for the 09. We'll see what happens now. As we have 22 laps to go, Frank DeAngelis is out to a 6.5 second lead over Chase Ingram. Got Ingram still on the racetrack right now. We'll see when these two will come down pit road, and this should be the last set of green flag pit stops. There's DeAngelis right now working his way into turn number 3. Soprano Chevrolet started from the pits. He's been the dominant car of the day. He's now, we'll see, I think, is that the 01 coming onto pit road? Yes, it is. Here comes the 01 of Chase Ingram. The Talladega winner from our first race of the night is now on to pit road for a fresh set of Goodyear tires. We'll see if that's the case, or it might do fuel only. But here he is on pit road this time with 20 laps to go. He's going to bring that number 01 McDonald Chevrolet to the attention of his pit crew. Slides it perfectly into his box. And tires are going on that machine. Yep, and it's going to be 4 tires here for the 01 truck. And there he goes off of pit road, and he's going to be back on the racetrack. So, we've got Aaron May also in the pits as well. He was a lap down after the screw up on his first pit stop. Here he is in the pits. So that just leaves Frank DeAngelis as the only driver on track that has not made his pit stop at this time. We'll see how far he can go. His last pit stop was lap 28. As Frank DeAngelis is still going to roll around the racetrack, Elliott Contra is going to cycle into second place. See right there in that 09. And then you got the 01 of Chase Ingram, who is not too far back behind the 09 of Elliott Contra. He's about 0.8 of a second. As Frank DeAngelis has got a lap over the field right now. We'll see how long he can stretch this out. I don't think he wants to stretch this out too long and lose a chance at the race lead, but he's enjoying being out front right now, that's for sure. And he's going to make that wide arc onto pit road, and here he goes onto pit road, locks it down. We'll see if he met pit road speed, and this will be Frank DeAngelis coming into the pits. There's Contra in the 09. He's going to hit the tri-oval this time by, and here's DeAngelis working his way to the attention of his crew. Had to pull up just a little bit, so not a perfectly clean stop for the 69 truck, but we got a battle here for second. This is Chase Ingram and Elliott Contra. Ingram on a little bit fresher tires compared to the 09 truck, and he's going to get clear, so move Chase Ingram into second. As here comes the pit out for the number 69 of Frank DeAngelis. We'll see where this cycles him out compared to the 01. Gap continuing to dwindle here, but I believe he's going to get clear here on the backstretch. We take a look at the blimp view this time, and yes, he timed it just perfectly. Frank DeAngelis is going to retain this race lead, as you see the 01 of Chase Ingram trying to close in as much as he can with DeAngelis on cold tires, but it's not going to be enough, as Frank DeAngelis is going to retain the race lead here with 15 laps to go. DeAngelis now working the bottom of the racetrack, knowing he's got the advantage here on fresher tires, trying not to push the issue, but if you're the 01, push as hard as you can to try to get clear of the 69. As the leaders work their way into turn number 3, DeAngelis has just blinked out again. Well, he's continuing to blink out here, and Chase Ingram running that apron, trying to shortcut this course. So you take a look at timing and scoring that last time by Frank DeAngelis, even on those cold tires, a tenth of a second faster than the 01 of Chase Ingram. This is Frank DeAngelis' race to lose, it looks like, unless we get a late race yellow, and that could change everything. But right now, it's Frank DeAngelis out front. Gap is up to 0.6 of a second between he and the 01 of Chase Ingram, and Elliott Condra continuing to fall back in that Napa Chevrolet, seeing his hopes dwindle unless we get a late race yellow. Frank DeAngelis continuing to break the draft. And he's checking up just a little bit here, and we've got 11 laps to go here in this race. He's just playing around now at this point. He knows he's got the tire advantage, just try to hold on for 11 more laps. This time by, it'll be 10 laps to go for the number 69 of Frank DeAngelis. So we take a look at timing and scoring the last time by. DeAngelis, still the fastest truck on the racetrack, is... Well, I'll tell you what, he loves doing that. I mean, he's having fun out there right now, folks. There's no doubt about that. We got the 01 here of Chase Ingram, just trying to run any line to gain time here on this 69 of Frank DeAngelis. But that last time by, he was a tenth slower compared to that 69 truck. Elliott Condra, who is on 7-lap older tires compared to the 69 of Frank DeAngelis, is he's really starting to fall off on the pace. I mean, he's half a second slower compared to our race leader. DeAngelis is just logging laps here at this point. We have 8 laps to go here from Kansas. See Elliott Condra right there in third. Trying to work his way up there, but those old tires I don't see it happening. And then we've got Aaron May as well, the number 10, still on the racetrack at the moment. And that iRacing Toyota Tundra is back in the 4th position, 1 lap down. And then the number 48 of Alfredo Hidalgo, still limping around the track with that wounded race truck. He is 5 laps down right now, and those are the only 5 trucks that still remain here in this race. As Frank DeAngelis does some lawn mowing here on the by the tri-oval grass. We have 6 laps to go here from Kansas. Well, if he does screw around too much, it's going to open the door for the 01 of Chase Ingram, who's trying to sweep the night after that incredible finish at Talladega, holding off the number 51 of Derek Skladel for the win. But this is Frank DeAngelis' race to lose unless something absolutely chaotic happens. As he continues to weave into the apron area right there on the backstretch, he's just having a grand old time, isn't he? You see, the gap is starting to decrease again, down to 1.6 seconds. But we're going to have 4 laps to go. They're catching up to the lap truck of Alfredo Hidalgo to put him 6 laps down. Oh, and he's going to go around. The 48 just went around here. He is off the racetrack. He is off the track. I don't want to completely change the outcome of this race. He is off the racing surface. We're going to keep this green for now, and it'll be 3 laps to go. Frank DeAngelis right now has got a 2-second gap over the number 01 of Chase Ingram. Ingram running that outside as these two continue to gap ahead of the number 09 of Elliott Condra. We have 2 laps of racing to go. Ingram trying to do whatever he can to gain time from Frank DeAngelis screwing around on the racetrack. And I don't think he's going to have enough unless something absolutely catastrophic happens. We're getting ready to come to the white flag this time by here at Kansas, and it'll be 1 lap to go here for Rebel Valley. Gap down to 1.4 seconds between Frank DeAngelis and Chase Ingram. As they hit the backstretch here for the final time. Oh, DeAngelis is sideways. I thought he was going to lose it right there. He's wiggling the truck around, but he's going to hang on to it. After starting the race from pit road, an early caution was able to get him back on strategy, and here he is off turn number 4. Frank DeAngelis is going to win here at Kansas, sideways across the finish line. Frank DeAngelis is your race winner here at Kansas. And that'll recap the night here in Rebel Valley. Congratulations to Frank DeAngelis on his return here to Rebel Valley. He's going to come away with the win at Kansas after starting the race from pit road. He had 1 caution early, and he was able to cycle out in front and stay there pretty much for the remainder of the event. We'll give you an opportunity to see his burnout here as absolutely destroys the rear of his truck. Let's go over the race results here from tonight's race. So we got Frank DeAngelis coming home with the win. We got Chase Ingram coming home 2nd, Elliott Condra 3rd, Aaron May 4th, Alfredo Hidalgo 5th, and then the 3 drivers that were caught up in that early accident, Matthew Post, Mateo Mitchell, and Derek Skladel will round out our 8-truck field here for the final race of the night at Kansas. So that'll recap the first ever broadcast on the Speed Demon Racing Network. I will admit it was a little rough. It had some little glitches with the Talladega race, and I do apologize about that, but I appreciate everyone coming out and enjoying the show here tonight. We had 2 pretty solid races for the most part, especially the finish at Talladega. So I want to thank you all for coming to the races. We'll see about future plans for streaming, but for now, thank you and have a good night.